I'm Adam with Space Dodo, and I'm working on a VR playground. A game where it's really just kind of everything I want to do in VR, like it's some rich person's backyard you just get to play in. And so far, I've gotten batting practice, axe throwing, but the next cool thing a friend of mine asked me to add is crossbow training, similar to Link's crossbow training, but in VR. And I was happy to oblige. It's a great idea. I got the crossbow working. It has, all the technical things you need from a crossbow. You can hold it, it shoots a bolt, and it sounds like a crossbow. But other than that, that's really it. This has no juice, so I really need a sound effect. And I wanted to do a little expose about what I thought would be a better sound effect and looking and creating better sound effects for games. So I took some inspiration from the inspiration, Link's crossbow training. And if you listen, when you hit the center of the target, there's a really nice woodblock impact that helps really sell the fact that you nailed the target right in the center, and it's just so impactful, and the woodblock sound matches the wood explosion that goes on, and there's a nice sound collage. So what I originally had was a bash that I just had it's kind of a squish bash that I just had in my sound files already as a placeholder. It's kind of squishy, not very satisfying. So I wanted to create some sort of a mixture between a woodblock and a explosion. So I found this explosion kind of woody sound. Had a very rigid feel to it, and that's what I was looking for. And I found a nice woodblock. This is what the woodblock sounds like on its own. If I add some EQing to it, this is not EQing that you would see in any kind of like a music EQing. I'm trying to pull out weird parts of the sound to make the sound effect sound like I want it to. So I want it to be a bit bassier, to make it sound more present and closer. And I also wanted it to sound, have a really, the mids to really pop in there and be really clear in width. Not too much of a difference, but it was in the direction I wanted to go. I also compressed the sound, basic 2-to-1 compression, just to give it a more central feeling, less dynamics and just a little more impact. Still not exactly where I want it to be, but it was a more solid block sound and moving the right direction. The next thing I wanted to add was some reverb. Vegas has some canned reverb effects, and I found Small Hall to be very nice. If you want to know more about Vegas Creative Software, that's actually my wheelhouse. I've got a whole channel dedicated to it. Check out the links in the description. So once I added the reverb, it was much better. Now, the sound's a bit scratchy and stuff, but I wasn't too worried about reproducing a faithful woodblock. I wanted something to feel like it had just really punched and scratched something, had really impactful, and echoed just a bit. And that was much closer to where I was going. I've increased the volume of it too to make it stand out against the explosion. So with the explosion, I did a little bit of work to it by really just reducing its sound, gain, and volume. And I cut it a lot shorter too. Then when I put them both together, I thought that really was much more of a sound effect that I was looking for. What I like about this is there's a bit of a stutter between the explosion and the woodblock, where the woodblock is instantaneous, but the explosion takes a fraction of a second to really come through, which makes it feel like the explosion kind of gains some momentum. So now let's see how it sounds in the game. So this is Space Dodo, where we're taking a look at games. We're looking at what makes games great and how to make them ourselves. Hope you found this video useful and entertaining. I'll see you next time.